Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I got my first set of Kylie lip kits and I'm really excited about this because honestly I've never had a huge interest in trying out Kylie cosmetics, but the fall collection kind of won me over and it just kind of like snuck up on me. There's been so many launches that I don't even remember hearing about these lip kits. I haven't seen them much across YouTube. Something provoked me to buy these, especially because I've been playing around with a lot of eyeshadows lately and I just wanted to change it up and I feel like I need some more high-end lip products in my collection. So I ordered 3 of the lip kits. These retail for $29 a piece. You get a lip liner and a lipstick. To be completely honest, I wasn't stoked about the lip liners. I just feel like these are pretty universal shades. They're all pretty warm. So I feel like I could have gone in with any nude or brown liner with these and it would have been fine. So for starters, I got the shades Butternut, Autumn, and Hazel. They do have a total of 6 lip kits, I think, for the fall this year. I know there's a purple one, which I was not interested in. There's Pumpkin, which I didn't even know was available. I realized that afterwards. I think they were sold out when I placed this order, but that shade looks really beautiful as well. If I like this formula, then I might go back and purchase that. And then there was another shade, I think it was called Libra, but it was way too light and I knew it would wash me out. So I went with these 3, which I'll get into in a minute. I am going to do lip swatches. That's why my lips are completely muted out right now. I just redid my whole face of makeup and I'm just going to do my first set of lip swatches. I've never done a video on that. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to purchase these. Also, I know that Kylie lipsticks are kind of controversial. I know a lot of people love them and say that they're really worth it, and other people think that they're overpriced and they don't want to really support Kylie Cosmetics. So I'm kind of neutral. I don't have any feelings going into this. I just wanted some lipsticks to add to my collection, and these fall colors kind of won me over. So I'm just going to take them out of the packaging and show you, and then we'll get into the swatches. And then at the end of the video, if you're curious to hear my thoughts about these products and if I would recommend them to you, the pros and the cons, just stay tuned to the end for that because I'll be sharing all my thoughts with you. And also, I have been doing Instagram stories a lot lately, and I did mention these first on there. So please follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you are on there a lot and if you want to follow my journey, because I'd like to get to know you guys better and get to have some of your feedback and stuff and just talk with you guys. So yeah, be sure to follow me on social media. It's always linked down below. And yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I'm trying to cut to the chase more in my videos and not be so talkative and redundant. So we're just gonna take these one at a time. We're gonna start with the shade Butternut because this is probably the most interesting, but it's the shade that grabbed my attention first. So this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to do swatches on my hand. It's a very, very unique shade here. It's very yellow tone, which is not too popular with lip products, but I'm just curious to see how it will look on my skin tone. So that is what it looks like. And typically I gravitate more toward cooler lip products because I feel like it makes the teeth look whiter. That's my concern with this shade. I'm worried that it will really make my teeth look yellow. So anyway, I'm going to go in first with the lip liner. It does glide on the lips very smoothly. Okay, so that blends in very close with my skin tone. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not shading in my lips because I do want to see how this performs on its own, just straight onto the lips without having that base. Okay, it's a little bit weirder than I expected. Also, the applicator is perfectly fine. It reminds me a lot of ColourPop's applicators, which I know Kylie has been compared to ColourPop a lot in the past. I would say the formulas so far are similar, but that's just from a first impression. Okay, I definitely need to dip back in for a second layer, so I'm going to do that and just fill in the areas that are kind of lacking. Okay, so what do you guys think? It still has to dry down just a bit. It just started to dry, but it's not coming off when I put my lips together, which is a huge plus. It's really comfortable initially when you put it on, which I like. I know this color is weird, and I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts, so definitely leave them below. I could actually see wearing this color. I'm not sure what it is about it, but I'm obsessed with like mustard shades, just wearing them, and especially on my eyes. So I don't know. I feel like if I went for like a really fall look and maybe like a smoky brown eye, I feel like this would pair really nicely with that. I don't know if I can really pull it off, but I will still try. Like I still can see myself wearing this and going out like this. I actually do like it and it's really unique. This definitely isn't a shade for everybody, but to be completely honest, I'm happy with this purchase. $29 is a little pricey for something like this that the average person wouldn't reach for, but I don't know, I'm definitely a fan. So I'm really happy with the first shade, and also it is a little bit dry. You can see the lines in my lips, but not more so than a lot of the other liquid lipsticks that I've tried. So I really like this first one, and first impression for this guy is good so far. Okay, moving on to the next shade, we have Hazel. And I just want to add just a little side note that's not important at all. The packaging, it's really soft to the touch, and I really like that. So that's not something I typically notice. Packaging isn't a huge deal for me. So for me to notice that is definitely a plus. It feels really nice when you hold it in your hand. But anyway, getting to the important part, here is this shade, which is actually more nude than I was expecting. But we're going to do a swatch so we can see how it looks on my skin tone when it's out of the packaging. So it's a nice nude brown shade, and it pulls very brown. So you can see those two shades are pretty light. You definitely picture for fall makeup, you usually picture like a nice bold lip, but I kind of like this take on it. I'm not always comfortable with a bold lip, so these are more shades that I would reach for. We're going to start by lining the lips with this one. And I think it's actually muting out my lips even more. Okay, so I actually overlined my lips quite drastically with this because it is like the exact shade of my lips. Yeah, so that's not a shade that I would reach for just because I feel like it did nothing for me. But we'll see how the overall look comes out. We're going to go in with the actual lipstick. I'm going to try to do, rather than like small strokes, I'm going to try to do it in a few quick swipes because I think that's better with formulas like this because they dry fast. Okay, we're going to let that dry down for a second. I think it gets a little bit darker once it dries down, if you can see the difference on my lips versus my hand. Okay, I have to be honest. This was a shade that I was kind of least excited for. I was planning on putting in an order for only 2 lip kits, but I felt like that wasn't enough to do a good review and a video on. So I honestly just threw this in my cart because I felt like I needed a third to complete the video, and I wasn't expecting to like this so much. But I think I found my new everyday nude because a lot of times if I get nude shades that are similar to my skin tone, they just pull more pink. And this one just pulls like the perfect shade of brown, but it's a lot more nude than other browns that I have in my collection. So this is actually different than anything else that I have in my collection. And especially with liquid lips because I always go for a little bit darker or a little bit more pink. And I don't know, I think this is a really flattering tone. I wasn't expecting to like these as much as I am. I'm actually surprised. Really pleased with the second shade. One more shade to go. Let's move on to that one. Okay, the final shade that I picked up, this is the shade Autumn. I'm really interested in this shade. I think this will be really nice. I do think that this one of these is sold out on the site right now when I looked, but of course I'll probably change by the time you guys are seeing this, but I will link her site down below. And if you're interested in any of these or any of her products, sign up for their emails because even though I've never ordered from her, I did sign up for her emails, and that's how I found out about this collection. Otherwise it probably would have just slipped my mind or I wouldn't have seen it. This shade looks super pretty. Like I said, it's a shade Autumn and it's a little bit deeper, but it's not too deep. It's still not that vampy type of shade that you're used to seeing in the fall. And this is very different from anything that I have. I don't even really know how to describe it. I feel like it's very rosy, but it's warmer rather than cooler. I know a lot of rosy shades tend to pull a little bit more cool, and this is warm. All these shades are warm. They do swatch beautifully. I think this, out of the 3 shades, is the one that will appeal to most skin types. I do think that it's the most universal shade of the 3 that I picked out. So I've gone back and forth, but I think I do prefer a drier formula for a lip liner. This isn't bad. I actually think it's better if you line your whole lips with it fully because I think it'll help for the liquid lipstick not to dry down so quickly and settle into your lines. Because this is kind of creamier, I think it'll be a good base. So maybe I'll try that with this last shade. And I don't think it'll affect the color too much because in the last 2, you couldn't tell them apart. So I'm going to fill my whole lips in because my lips are very dry, and I think that might be the purpose for this type of formula and why she sells them as a kit. So my lips are fully lined and filled in, and then we're going to pop on this lipstick right over top. Alright guys, that is all 3 lip kits swatched on my lips and on my hand, and I'm going to go over my final thoughts now. So if I were to rank these from favorite to least favorite, my first favorite would be Hazel, my next favorite would be Butternut, and then my third favorite would be the one on my lips right now, which is Autumn. I feel like most people it would probably be reversed, and Autumn would be the most likable shade, but I just don't think it flatters my look too much. I don't know, it's just not my style necessarily. I do still like it, I would still wear it, but okay, so let me talk about my thoughts on the lipsticks and lip liners separately. First off, I didn't like the lip liner at first. I thought it was nice swatched on my hand, but when I went in on the lips, I felt like it was really difficult to control and get it precise. I prefer drier lip liners. Even though it kind of tugs on the lips just a little bit, I feel like it's more buildable and easier to control and make it look more natural, and also do a little bit of overlining without it looking like you're doing it intentionally. So this is more of a creamy formula. Even though it's dried on my hand, I can still blend it out and it will move around, and I just don't prefer that too much. So yeah, this is not my favorite lip liner at all, but I feel like as a lip kit, it's kind of necessary. If you had a drier lip liner, then the combination would just be way too dry on the lips. Dry on top of dry would just not go over well. So I feel like it had to be more of a creamy formula. How I would recommend to use these would be to lay down the lip liner as a base all over the lips, fill them in, and then go over top of it with the lipstick, and then touch up any areas that you feel need to be touched up. And actually after that, I would take it a step farther, because you can see that the lip liner still moves around after it's been set and dried for a while. So I would go in with the concealer and then clean up around the edges. That's a lot of work for a lip kit. Now if you're asking me, I would recommend getting more of a whipped moussey formula for a lipstick and a drier lip liner. That's my favorite combination, and this is quite the opposite of that. I don't regret purchasing these. I just don't know if I would purchase any more of them. We'll see if I actually use these as much as I hope to. I don't know, there's definitely pros and cons to these. I would say get them if you're super intrigued by the colors. I still feel like I got a good variety here. I do think she probably has better shades in her overall brand than in her fall collection, but I'm still happy with the purchase. I don't know, there's definitely pros and cons. Would I recommend for you guys to spend $29 on any of these? Probably not. I still have my favorites that are better than this. I like having these in my collection, but they're not a must-have, and I don't think that a lot of you would be crazy about these, either the shades or just the formula themselves. But yeah, I'm glad I got to test these out. I will definitely give you updates. Like I said, follow me on social media, and I will give you updates on how these wear, because this is just a first impression. My views might change on these, and also like the way that I wear them may change. I might find a better way or a better recommendation or anything like that. So if you guys have tried these out, then definitely let me know what you guys think, and if you have similar opinions or different opinions, and also let me know what your favorite shade was in this video, which one that you liked the best. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I missed anything at all, just leave it in the comments, and I'd be happy to get back to you guys and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in my next video.